I
You
agree.
know,
But let me stop you because, I mean, I agree that all of these things need to be redefined, and the American government could use an overhaul like almost no other government on the planet. I totally agree with you. But, but doing all that would certainly help but help the cause of climate change. But ultimately, all that stuff is going to get done already and anyway as a byproduct if people feel threatened enough to act on a large scale. Because right now, there's no incentive to do those things that you say, right? It's much easier on climate change or on government. It's much easier for people to throw up their hands and say, oh, nothing's ever going to change. It's just awful. Why don't we just hide our heads in the sand and hope it gets better?
well, nothing is ever going to get done. The politician says I'm not going to get reelected unless I do 30%.
I agree. You want to know what I've got on my board right up here?
What is it?
So I have four big changes that need to happen right now, and one of them is climate change. That's what I'm talking to you about right now. But if you want to fix the American political system, and I would love to have this conversation with you, but to fix the American political system, consider these three things. All right, consider term limits. Right, you might have thought about that one. Consider reforming the Electoral College or just doing away with the Electoral College. And the last one is instant runoff voting. You know what that is? It's where you vote for people, you rank them, saying like, Mitt Romney's my first choice, and Obama's my second choice, and some third party guy's my third choice. And what happens is if your first choice is eliminated, like can't get a majority, your vote then counts for the next guy down the list, or then the next guy down the list. And in doing so, you don't have to make those difficult decisions where you're like, oh, I want to vote for a third party candidate, but essentially I'm wasting my vote, right? Because that guy could never possibly win, and it takes away a vote from someone else who I agree with a little bit less, but otherwise encapsulates my values.
Well, I think the first step would make a lot of sense. And the electoral college is because the boys that set the place up, I think people were smart enough to realize the country needed it,
Yep.
but they didn't want to abandon democracy as a sentence.
Right.
And well, if you went to popular vote, certainly that would make a difference. But then the intellectual superiority, in some would back and say, well, Joe, the garbage doesn't know to really.
Sure. I mean, the byproduct is just that now the votes only count from, half a dozen or a dozen states, right? There are 50 states that essentially don't get a vote because their state is either red or blue. And in the two-party system, you're just stuck in that state and your vote doesn't count. Your state is going one way or the other. And it's only in the swing states. It's the swing states that decide every election.
Winner take all. Some states they allocate.
Oh, it's a huge mess, right?